Does A&M sort of remind you, Bucky McMillan, of Bruce Pearl and his first team, where he came in, it's complete 180 style change? Shoots a lot of threes, shoots a lot of threes, hard to inbounds against.
No question.
Just pressing, trapping, create turnovers.
No question.
Yet kind of weak defensively, especially in the interior.
Play very
thank
hard.
God he didn't have Chris Lofton or Juwan Smith
Amen to that.
to knock down shots.
Because my fear for the Vols is when they play teams like this, whether or not they have enough shooting to stay with them. Tonight they got away with it. You got to shoot the ball a little better than we do, and than we did tonight. But we scrapped this game out here. Let's go to the phones, get our first call in. Hi, welcome in. It's Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime. You're on the air.
Hey, guys. Josh, you boys.
Hey, Josh.
That was a pretty rough first half, but a really good second half and few good overtimes.
I agree, Josh. Sure was.
Yeah. So, Tony, you really can't turn the ball over 19 times and expect to win, but you still won. Ament balled out in the second half in the two overtimes. Just straight up went to work. What do you have to say about that, Nega Dave? And what did you guys think about us out-rebounding A&M 60-35?
Josh, that's how they won, and I appreciate the call. Tennessee showed a lot of effort tonight, and Ament in the overtime, when it really, really counted. This is huge. You grow from this now. 8 of 10 in overtime from the foul line. That's how you win basketball games. That's how you win basketball games. Period. End of sentence.
Your strength, your advantage in this game was inside.
Yep.
Even though you kind of went with the 4-guard deal and played Ament at the 4 in the second half, so you dominated the boards, just killed them in second chance points and offensive rebounds. And the key, the 19 turnovers is way too many. Mm-hmm. They scored 20 points off your turnovers, but Tennessee found a way to score 18 points off A&M's 13 turnovers. So you kind of made that even, and so you kind of wiped that out, and you're able to make your free throws and clean up inside, and limited the fast break stuff, and that's why you kind of escaped.
And they did escape. As we go back to the phones,
Troy Henderson played key minutes down the stretch and in overtime. That's
gave him insane. Such a lift, man.
The Vols are now the 2026 Texas State champions. They 3-stepped over 3 teams from Texas, Houston, the Longhorns, and now the Aggies. 3-0.
Back to the phones we go.
Take that.
Hello. Maybe we can play Baylor in an 8-9 first-round game.
Hello,
you're lucky
and welcome
you're not
into
part of Mexico.
Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. Justin from White Bluff, Tennessee.
Hey, Justin. Good to talk to you in White Bluff.
I don't even know what to say about that. There's 3 reasons we won that game. First, I think our defense actually was better tonight than it has been recently.
I agree with that.
They hit some tough shots, but I think overall we played pretty well defensively. 2, we just played hard, getting loose balls and all that kind of stuff, and then rebounding. We dominated the glass rebounding, which we should have. But because, some of those turnovers, especially in that last minute by Gillespie, that was brutal of regulation. He had 2 straight possessions where he was just it almost looked like he was throwing the game. The turnovers were so bad. This is just it's a little bit of a frustrating team, and I love Barnes. He's the best coach we've ever had, in my opinion. But he does not know how to play with a team where your strength is on the inside. He's better when you got better guards. We just do not take advantage enough of our size. We should have scored 50 points in the paint in that game.
Matt, what do you think of that charge on Rick Barnes, that he struggles with a club like this? And thank you for the call, my friend.
You just struggle to find offense when Ament going it, because Gillespie's really your only shot creator, but besides Ament, and he hasn't been effective doing it, up until this point. But Gillespie's your only real guy that you can rely on for scoring and creating things for others. But he's got to be your point guard too. So you should have probably played more inside out in this game, but it didn't work in the first half, and you went with the Henderson and in the second half, and I'm not even sure Dwayne Brown played in the second half.
No, he didn't.
No, those were Gillespie's first 2 turnovers of the game. They're late. I mean, they were brutal and came at an awful time, but it looked like he was kind of gassed. But to his credit, those were just his first 2 turnovers of the game, but they were bad, though.
The other thing, too, about Gillespie, and they're going to work with him on this, there's no question, because this is a staff of detail, and you see that as the season goes along as part of their process. They grow these teams. You can't commit your 5th foul willfully when you're him.
He made a bad foul late in regulation.
But you can't, Brian, you cannot commit your 5th foul. I'm not worried about the bad foul late in regulation.
Well, he wouldn't have had 5 fouls, but he made a bad one that added it up.
Brian, I'm talking about his 5th foul. You can't commit your 5th foul. You cannot.
Not with that much time left.
You've got to let a guy score. You being on the floor, and what they're going to tell him is, kid, you've played a lot of basketball. You being on the floor here, you're our star player. You being on the floor is much more important than his basket. I don't care if he scores a 4-point play. As we go back to the phones tonight, what a wow basketball game.
Why do they keep letting Ament try to inbound it, and he never can get it in? They ought to try something else.
Adjustment.
They let Henderson do it the whole second half until
the very
overtime,
and he had trouble throwing it in
double overtime. But no, Henderson started doing that. Ament should never inbound another ball for this team. I mean, I agree with that. For whatever reason, he can't. They should have figured that out a couple of games ago.
He froze a couple times in the first half, and he overcame all that. I admire that so much because Ament, again, I noted it for the blog tomorrow. At one point in that game, he had literally 4 points deep in the first half and 4 turnovers. And he looked like he was way in his own head. And then he went off. They started featuring him and getting him downhill. And I mean, on that 6'3" guy, when they played their ISO ball in the second half, that's what they got him here for. Let's go to the phones and get our next call in. I'm sure everybody's got to be pumped after that game. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, guys, Dave.
Hey, Dave. Wasn't that a great win?
Well, I'll take it. We didn't deserve to win, but I'll take it. Sad that a guy, Bucky, could sign better guards in Tennessee. That's a sad thing. Estrella, I don't even know what he's doing now.
Yeah, he was my pick. He was my pick to click tonight, and I mean, I should have made him the pick to spectate because he spectated tonight.
Like I told you, our bigs aren't any good. They're not any good.
Well, who's any good? Dave, who's any good on the team?
Do what now?
Who's any good? You said our backcourt's not any good. Our guard play's not any good.
Really, Tony?
Yeah, who's good?
Nobody.
Dave, come on.
No. The thing about, and I keep going back to this, the difference between ZZ at point guard and Gillespie at point guard is gigantic.
Dave, you've got to be kidding me, right?
No, I'm not kidding you, because Zakai Ziegler made his team better as a point guard and as a defender. He's a much better defender than Gillespie. Gillespie was out there playing hero ball. He was, Tony. He wasn't getting his big guys involved. He wasn't getting to the places on the court where he needed to get.
Dave Kowicki says he's going to quit listening if you're given more time. Hey, Dave, promises, brah. Or Steve Kowicki, promises. You're not going to quit listening. And Dave, why can't you just enjoy the fact that this team came back and won this game? Why won't you give me something positive, Dave?
Well,
your call is getting ready to not last. You're a knowledgeable basketball fan. We know you have knowledge. We know you have chops. Now, you know better than that. Don't come in here and dump on a team that just gutted out a game in double overtime, Dave.
Okay. I'll give you something
positive. Say something positive.
Okay, I'm going to. Nate Ament has showed a pulse the last 2 games.
Say it again. Nate Ament what?
Nate Ament has showed a pulse the last 2 games.
Dave, that's good. That was good. Thanks, Dave. That's all you got? He's shown a pulse? Hey, Matt, I hope Nate Ament's grown up because he looked like it started to slow down. Of course, they got a guy 6'3" on him, and A&M, they don't guard well. Mark Griffin was talking about that. Listen, our Tuesday Griffin segments, I was listening back to that in the studio, watching on the monitor here in the overtime, and a lot of what he said occurred in this game tonight. So, Griff, kudos to you. Negative, goodness gracious.
I want to make a point about Gillespie tonight.
Yeah.
You probably don't want him taking 18 shots to get 19 points or whatever it was and going 2 of 11 for 3.
What are you?
I will say that.
What are you in for negative?
Who else do you want taking those shots?
Brian, what are you in for negative?
You don't want Gillespie to have it.
Yeah.
Like who else? Who should have gotten more shots in this game?
I mean, you got to go inside.
You're going to. But Okpara was your only inside presence, and he doesn't have any kind of face-up game.
No, he's going to grab a ball.
I mean, you could have tried to go to him inside some. I'm not disagreeing there, but I mean, this team doesn't have options to score.
No,
I mean, you want Bishop Boswell trying to take more shots?
I don't.
Gillespie and Amen are your scorers, and you got to hope you get enough contributors each night to win.
Back to, I'll tell you what we'll do. 865-200-5402. Tonight's game is a great win because you win, but there is a lot of stuff to bitch about off tonight's game. No question. That was a maddening win. But it was also a great win because Tennessee did enough to lose 3 games tonight. But at the end of the day, they won, and they won on the heels of the freshmen really stepping up and taking charge. Not only that freshman, but there was a sequence in the game where they had 3 freshmen on the floor at one time, and one freshman made a key pass to another freshman who hit a 3-ball. And nobody thought Henderson was going to play like that in this game tonight. And without him, they don't get to overtime tonight. So just a really fantastic game from that perspective as we take a brief time out and get some more calls in right after this. We'll get you back to this episode of Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime, presented by Marcos Garza and your Garza Law firm, online at garzalaw.com. Don't you dare trust one of these carpetbagger, fly-by-night attorney groups that's come in here from Florida, Alabama, etc. You're going to trust the Garza Law firm, folks that live, work, worship, grocery shop with you, are a part of your community, are a part of us, are of the earth. Trustworthy, honest legal representation, treating clients like family. Available 24/7 at garzalaw.com. Don't you dare trust one of those carpetbaggers. Shout out to our friends at T3 Vodka. Score you a T3-3 every time with Tennessee's premium vodka. Make it a 2026 resolution, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka, take volunteer state by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. 5-time gold medal winning vodka, 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner, and no doubt in the running in 2026 once again. Score a T3-3 and ask for T3 by name at your restaurants, your wine and liquor stores. Drink it neat, drink it right. T3 Vodka, hit T3-3 every single time. Distributed by Athens Distributing, and please drink responsibly. Shout out to Waterside Contracting. Got a dream about building? Waterside Contracting's been making dreams come true for over a quarter century and counting. Hundreds in our area. Custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting. If you want to build on your lot, they'll do incredible work for you. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contracting. Check out the website, watersidecontractingllc.com, or see the link over at tclub.team. Quality without compromise, Waterside Contracting. When it's time for a fresh coat, you're going to run. Don't walk to Walker's Painting. You going to run. But you're not going to hide, because they've been making it beautiful since 1999. That's going on 27 years of serving the living volunteers. Free estimates available. Mention you heard about it here on Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime, and it's 10% off your first job. So let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting. See the ad in the blog over at tclub.team. And on the way out, I want to remind you, when it's time to play, it's time for VIP play. Why? Because everybody gets treated like a VIP over at VIP play. Claim your VIP play welcome bonus. You bet for $20, you get $100 in bonus bets instantly. The promo code and the phrase that pays is T and Tony. They're live always, 200-plus leagues. All the college hoops you can stand, NBA, NHL, you name it, they've got it. VIP play, live always with 200-plus leagues, numerous bet types, props, options, and if you have a bet in mind and it's compliant within the state of Tennessee, the VIP players, well, they'll make it for you. That's why everybody gets treated like a VIP at VIP play. Gambling problem, 800-889-9789, 21 and over, located in the state of Tennessee to place a bet, VIP play. Speaking of VIPs, we got some folks that want to talk. We'll get back to them. It is your Garza Law Tennessee Basketball Overtime as we come back, and we, ladies and gentlemen, bring it back, and let's hear what's on the phone lines. Take it away here at Garza Law Tennessee Basketball Overtime. And we are on your phone lines. Let's go back to the phones at 865-200-5402. Brian Hartman made the point earlier that, watching them looks a little bit like early Bruce Pearl. I will say this. They do drag you into their stuff, which is what Bruce Pearl did. I think Pearl had better stuff on his inbounds plays than this guy does, what I've seen of Bucky Ball. But the point is well taken.
But they're tough to get the ball in bounds. That's one thing. It's hard to do against them.
No question. And they attack you now. They sped us up in the first half. They had us all of. If you'll notice in the second half, we slowed the thing way, way down. And once we got it at our tempo, it became a much more manageable game for Tennessee than trying to play their sped-up version of whatever it is they're doing. As we go back to our phones and get our next call in, it's Garza Law Tennessee Basketball Overtime, and you're on the air. Hi.
Yeah, it's JJ, Tony. I just want to first start off by saying, Colombo, if you're going to attack the Tennessee fans, you probably wanted Shiano when we didn't hire him, you clown. And you're just like a typical Midwest Yankee from Ohio and Michigan that comes down here and think you can tell everyone how to think. And
are we having caller-on-caller crime right now?
Colombo can get a job with the Tennessee Ushers if he wants to attack our fans.
Interesting.
But, anyway, Tony, I'll take a win, and I'll take some home cooking from time to time because that out of bounds call that they went, looked at the monitor for 5 minutes. They said it was incontrovertible evidence or whatever. That was clearly off us. We should have lost the game. We were sleepwalking in the first half, had no pulse. You show up at home at night.
Yep.
On the heels of getting destroyed at Florida.
Yes.
Already down 1-2 in the SEC.
Yes.
And you put up that was just, there's nothing great about A&M.
No.
And I don't think they sped us up in the first half. Anyway, the caller Justin from White Bluff made a good point. If we're going to out-rebound them that much, that should show you, and it's clear just looking at the roster, we do have size inside. We just don't use it. Now, that's the galling thing is why are we not using it? And if our guys can't post up and shoot the ball down low, which post guys are supposed to do, then why are you constructing your roster that way? And I think the thing that's aggravating for me, we play very stupid. We brought the ball over the line to beat the press, but we dribble straight to the corner of the baseline. It's like, and get trapped. I'm like, why are you dribbling the ball and going straight to the corner of the baseline? I mean, just fundamental things that we're doing. And if we're not going to play good defense and Barnes is going to insist on playing man-to-man, he's insisting on a half-court type of game, then you're going to need to have guys that can get easy buckets down low, and you're going to have 2 or 3 guys that are reliable from three if you're going to play that brand of ball. And that's where the incongruent thing is as a fan, is watching this.
Yeah, that's right. And that's why Henderson in the second half is such a lift for them. Because those 8 points
Henderson
had to
can
come.
ball.
Hey, listen, those 8 points had to come from somewhere. You don't get those 8 points, you don't get that thing to overtime. There's very little doubt in my mind that Henderson, buried in the middle of this, he's like your 6th leading scorer. He's really the key player in the game tonight. He and Ament are really the 2 keys. In this game.
I will say I was happy to see Ament even defensively asserting himself.
Yep.
And he was tough, he was sticking his nose in there, but I don't know why Carey was just not more visible there. And I just, like, when I'm just watching the game, I'm like, A&M, their baskets looked easy. Mm-hmm. Ours looked very hard and very forced. Mm-hmm. And thank God that Henderson did show up and give us the unexpected points and contribution. But anyway, I'll take a win. But I just hope that we can. I don't know. I don't really have much hope for this team.
Nothing came easily tonight. Yeah, I don't think this is Sterling Golden. Thank you for the call, JJ. I don't think this is a Sterling Golden edition of the Vols by any stretch of the imagination. And yes, everything's going to be like Brian said. It's like pulling teeth watching these guys, and he's right. I mean, here's a good example. In a double overtime win tonight, Tennessee had 19 turnovers and 12 assists. So, Matt, that one trend line that you talk about kind of continued tonight. That you can't do that in your building. I mean, you're not going to win a lot of games doing that. And they did it tonight, and they got away with it. But another trend line that Matt was watching, and he did a great blog today talking about how this team is historically some of the 3 things that you have to do if you want to be successful. You've got to make your foul shots. Tonight, a very representative number, Matt, from the foul line for this group, 31 of 42. I mean, it's not the greatest in the world, but 73%, Matt, is going to be good enough for me. 73% is good.
Carry 4 of 6, like Par 4 or 5.
Yes.
Those were the key ones, and Ament made his too.
Yes.
So those were big. I mean, this was a game you're going to have the high turnovers because that's what A&M does. Mm-hmm. They're kind of unique in that aspect. I think they're like 21st nationally, by far the tops in the league. But going forward, you've got to cut down on the turnovers. You just can't do that in games. That's why this was such a tricky spot.
Yep.
Because you don't have great ball handling, and you're facing a team that's going to jack up threes. So if they had a good night from 3, they probably beat you. But obviously they didn't, and they couldn't take advantage of our turnovers more because they had just as many as we did.
And if you listen to Daily Show, I actually had a cogent thought today, and we were talking about the game with Mark Griffin, and the cogent thought was, I wonder if we can score with these guys, because anytime we get on the floor against a team that can really score, it scares me because we don't have scorers. We have a couple guys that can score, but for the most part, we're not going to wow you with our offensive game. We're going to outwork you. That's how this team's designed. This team's not, to JJ's point, this team's not designed to go out there and light it up and put 100 points up. But in double overtime tonight, the Vols win 87-82. Both teams were so gassed at the end of regulation. I mean, you talk about 2 teams that emptied the bucket tonight. They were a combined 2 for 13 in the first overtime. I mean, not going to hang, as Justin Bieber once said, from the 16th chapel anytime soon. Let's go to the phones and get our next call in. Hi, you're on Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime. Welcome in.
Hey, Tony. Greg here. How you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
Greg. Welcome in.
Glad to see the win. Hey, first of all, I wanted to say on YouTube, you've got 246 watching and only 54 likes. Guys and gals,
they don't like me. Those people don't like me. I'm done asking them for likes. They don't like me, Greg. They want this thing to fail, I think. They just want to be takers. They don't want to be givers. They just want to be takers. They don't want to hit the like button, Greg. I'm not going to get on anybody about that.
That's an easy thing to do.
Easiest thing in the world. That's like telling somebody they look nice, or going out of your way to just say hi to somebody. Hit the like button. Nah, don't hit the like button. Just make Tony feel like garbage. Who cares? Who cares about me? Thank you, Greg, for watching out for me. You're the man, Greg. Thank you, Greg.
10:30 in your time zone.
Thank you, Greg.
And you're doing this.
Thank you, Greg.
I thank you a lot, my friend.
Thank you.
Hey, I was glad for the win, guys. But I don't understand how this team, the entire game, stood around on offense. Guys dribbling the ball, top of the key, to the left, to the right a little bit. Every so often, pass it to the wing. But nobody's constantly moving. My coach told me a long time ago, well, the longer you stand there, the easier you're making it for your opponent. You're not making him run a little bit. And Ament should have had, with a 6'3" guy on him,
all night long.
He should have had 30 points.
You are exactly right.
Screen.
You're exactly right, Greg. They should have been doing that. If you put a 6'3" guy on that guy, I don't care who it is. I don't care the opponent. I don't care if we're playing the Moscow Spartak in their city in front of Putin himself with guns drawn. I want him scoring 35 points in that game because you got to put the ball in his hands and make them account for him. You're exactly right, Greg. That's pretty silly if you ask me. Let a 6'3" guy check him. Come on now.
Hey, it's the best opportunity he's had with a 6'3" guy on him.
Absolutely.
Come on, guys, give me a break.
And he looked every bit the part tonight. Every bit the part. Last two games, they've gotten him downhill and in threatening positions to score. So let's hope that continues against Kentucky this weekend. The Cats are in action tomorrow night. They just lost their best option at their guard, and they're in big trouble in Little China. We might be able to break Kentucky's will in here on Saturday, maybe put one on them.
Yeah, I'm hoping Tennessee could have won the game in regulation if they'd hit the free throws.
Yep.
So I'm hoping they'll work on those. And the big boy, Kerry, I think it is, he's pretty good from the free throw line.
Yep.
But anyway, I appreciate you being there, my friend.
Thank you, my man. Good talking to you. 865-200-5402. As we get our next call in, the Vols win 87-82. We're jamming through the callers tonight. As they took some of our showtime with that double overtime. The people at YouTube tell me we're only on a set schedule tonight. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony.
Yes.
What's up, brother?
Hey, Brod.
So Dave, a minute ago, called in and literally says, we have no big man that can score, and then proceeds to say that Gillespie ain't like Zakai because he can't get the big man the ball. Like, what a stupid-ass comment. I'm sorry, but...
Well, it's a really dumb comment coming from a guy that's knowledgeable about ball, because the truth is that Gillespie was the top point guard available on the market this year and is going to be the newcomer of the year in the SEC. So I don't know what Dave's looking at. I mean, Matt, maybe you can explain that to me, Dave's comments, and that's why I clapped at Dave. I don't mind takes. Everybody can have a take. I have bad takes all the time. But he just gets so emotional. Everything's emotional. Listen. He's way too knowledgeable to say something like that. He knows way too much about college basketball to say something like that. This guy is a Rolls Royce, if I can quote Titans Bill, with gold trimming as a point guard. He's a great player. I mean, Matt.
He's an idiot.
This guy's a great player, Matt. Yes or no? Great player, isn't he?
Yes. He's just trying to do a little too much now, because he's not. I don't think he's a natural point guard, but that's what he plays. But he doesn't have a lot of great help.
He doesn't have two-guard help around him. I don't know what
scoring options besides Ament. So
he's got to be the scorer. He's got to be the facilitator and the scorer, Dave. And anybody listening that gets on the guy?
What was he out of high school, just out of curiosity, Tony? Gillespie. He went to where did he go out of high school?
He went to Belmont.
He went to Belmont.
He's a 3-star player. He blew up
So
there.
how did we not see him out of high school?
Because he was a 3-star player. He wasn't the same player. He's grown, and he's grown up, and he's developed a shot, and he developed as a player. That's why Maryland took him, where he led the Crab 5.
Yeah, I don't understand how we let him slip through the cracks, a kid out of Greenville that's a baller like that. But, apparently he's like a connect. And, Barnes has found these guys, whether it be in Lanier, Connect. I mean, they can find talent, and obviously, this year the go-to guy is Ament, right?
Yes.
And he's going to have to grow up quick, obviously. But the Barnes' teams, I just don't understand, how they can go from, it's just so Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, we beat Houston. Who else have we beat? We can just look amazing, and then we can turn around and just look like we've never played basketball before.
This team's going to do that all year. Yeah, this team here is going to do that all year. And the wins on the road, because of the way they play, are going to be very tough to come by. But we'll see what happens.
Well, yeah, it's a learning process. I mean, our go-to guy this year, obviously, the past 2 years, has been an old head, right?
Yep.
Lanier and Connect, and this year it's going to be a young head. And they're going to have to just tell him, look, you are the man. You go out there and know you're the man.
Well, he looked
and
into
you
the
play like
tonight.
You're the man.
Yep.
You don't.
Yep.
You don't play like you go out there.
Yep.
And play like you were playing in the AAU last year, right? And it's just, Tony, I just feel like Barnes obviously is a legendary coach, and he's done so much for our program.
Sammy,
but
You're right. Can leave it there. Don't rip Barnes tonight. Don't. No. We're not going to do anywhere. You just leave it there. It's good. Great call, in fact. I had to help you. Tonight, the freshman walked over to the pond, and he looked down at it. It was like that scene from The Lion King. And he saw that mane of hair. And he saw how ferocious he can be. 865-200-5402. Let's go back to our phones. It's Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime if you want to get in. An 87-82 win that I was telling the guys during the break was going to elicit some great phone calls, because it's a win that's both a great win, but it's also a maddening win, which in our business we love. I love maddening wins. Because when your team's winning, it keeps you interested. When your team wins in a maddening way and they do things that are kind of eating at you, it's kind of fun. And then Dave is triggered over in our YouTube channel. So I'm having more fun than a human being should be allowed to have at 10:40 Eastern Time at 865-200-5402. And Sammy in the Ridge, what a great spot to say we're back with more All Lines Jammed right after this. We'll get you back on this episode of Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime momentarily. Shout out to our friends at Garza Law. They're online at garzalaw.com. They are attorneys that care. Let us help. And they are live. They are local. They live among us. Don't you dare trust one of these out-of-towners, these carpetbaggers, these people that have bombed the area on our local airwaves Garza Law online at garzalaw.com. Whether it's DUI defense, criminal defense, personal injury, Social Security disability, or other aspects of the law, Garza Law has got you covered. They are a fabric and a fabric in this community. What is a fabric? I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. My friends at Calhoun's are a part of the fabric of this community as well. They've been sponsoring us for over a quarter century. They have been celebrating at the Copper Cellar family of restaurants 50 years of serving the living volunteers. That's right, 50 years. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Calhoun's. The taste of Tennessee. Before or after the basketball game for the Vols and the Lady Vols. Also remember, great party platters when you're hosting. And remember, they also do takeout as well. They are the taste of Tennessee. You will taste the freshness. Calhoun's, the taste of Tennessee. My friends at Connexion present Knoxville's Drive of the Game here on Garza Law Tennessee Basketball Overtime. The My 20 Drive of the Game. The transportation platform revolutionizing the trucking industry nationwide, right here out of beautiful Knoxville, downtown Knoxville. You take control of your fleet in 2026. You improve your safety scores. You make drivers happy. You maximize your profitability. You make it a winning year in 2026 with KONEXIAL. That's KONEXIAL.com. Put a /Tony on there. We get credit for it. Drive life with Connexion and go Vols go. And you talk about live and local. Josh Collins is a pillar in our local community. What a beautiful guy he is. Look, you can get insurance anywhere, but will you get the Collins insurance difference? Our entire studio in the Raymere studio is insured by Josh Collins and the Collins Insurance Agency. We count on him. We trust him. We've had a few lightning strikes here. They've always been quick to pay. You never know what's going to happen. You and I both know that. See the difference. Experience the difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Also, want to shout out my friends at Alumni Hall. Ladies and germs, basketball season. The Vols and Lady Vols, they've got you covered. Also, when you're getting excited about Tennessee and the upcoming baseball season, they've got you covered. Doesn't matter the sport, doesn't matter the season, whatever the reason. Alumni Hall, the ultimate volunteer shopping experience. 3 locations in Knoxville. Also Bristol, Johnson City, Murfreesboro, and anytime around this great world of ours at alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall. Now let's get back to the action on Garza Law Tennessee Basketball Overtime. TB back with you, 865-200-5402. Tony Basilio, Matt Dixon, Brian Hartman with you on a night where the Vols win 87-82. Double overtime, a game they will talk about down through the annals of time. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on Garza Law Tennessee Basketball Overtime. They play, we talk, we react. You're on the air. Hi.
Hey, Tom. This is Jack.
Hey, Jack. Great to talk to you, man. Hey, we need you. We need some positive calls. Been a bunch of negative calls here after this win. It's been very strange.
Tony, I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago whenever everybody was going after that player from Belmont.
Yep.
That ended up I think it's at Minnesota now.
Yes.
But I told you about this Gillespie. I was the one that told you about this guy.
I remember that.
I watched him in high school. You wrote his name down.
Because Tyson was the hot guy. Tyson was the hot guy on that team who ended up getting big money from North Carolina. And Gillespie ended up at Maryland, who at that point was much less heralded than the Tyson kid, who's now at Minnesota. You're right.
Yep. And it was an overtime call-in show, and I told you about him. I said, "Now, I watched him all through high school.
I wrote it down.
He's a real good kid."
Yep, I remember it.
Like games like tonight, he had some turnovers late. Yep. I would love to know how many miles this kid ran tonight with playing that kind of defense with his pressure on the ball and having a press on the whole game.
Thank God we're having a positive phone call for Gillespie. I mean, what are these brain donors out here? This negative brain donor. I mean, hey, Matt, what do you think if you put like one of those, what do you call those little widgets you put on these guys now? Tachometers?
Yeah,
no, that's not.
They might have one on him. Who knows?
Yeah.
I think he played 48 minutes tonight.
Yeah, he did. He played 48.
And it was up and down, up to. Tennessee didn't sub like the last 7 minutes of regulation through, I think, the first overtime until they put Estrella in on that very last inbound.
Yep.
But no, Gillespie was like, yeah, I just think Gillespie tired out there, and that's what led to those turnovers. Caller makes a good point. I remember him bringing up Gillespie too, and it's a great pull.
A great pull.
If you, I remember back when Vescovi, they used to track how many miles he ran in a game. You'd probably be amazed at how many miles he ran out there tonight. And if it hadn't been for Ament stepping up and being able to handle the ball and take a little pressure off of him, because early on, I mean, he was having to do it all. And a lot of these, when they get the ball, a lot of them don't want to step through the double team coming, like Boswell or a few more. But he does so much that these callers don't give him credit for. You're right. He's got to be a scorer and facilitate the ball. Whenever ZZ had better, did ZZ not have better guards around him? Both these last 2 years. I mean, he had Connect and he had Lanier. Would you not take Connect or Lanier at the 2 over anybody else we got right now?
Well, absolutely. He's out there. The thing about Gillespie here is that he's man on an island out there. I mean, he's literally having to do so much, and he has so much responsibility. And the thing is, he makes it look easy. Does he commit silly turnover here or there? Everybody does. It's the nature of the game. I mean, his line tonight, at the end of all that, he had 18 points. He was 5 of 18. Look, he was 2-11 from three-point range. But if he doesn't shoot 3 balls, who is on this team? I mean, Boswell's a reluctant three-point shooter. We've talked about that. Ament can't throw it in the ocean from three-point range, but they want him to keep shooting, but he only shot 4 tonight. Evans shot 1. Henderson got 5 up in his 22 minutes of basketball, and Abrams shot 2. And so the point is this. Somebody's got to shoot some threes. In a perfect world, it's not your point guard doing it. In a perfect world.
No.
But
at the end of the day, I was happy. I was pulling for him to foul out once we had the lead, so he can, because he was so gassed.
He was gassed.
Now you've took your extra day of rest for the Kentucky game, and it's thrown out the window.
That's right.
Because they play tomorrow night, so now that's not even a factor now. Because going into double overtime.
Because we're in double overtime. Yep. I wonder if they go light tomorrow on them in regards to that.
One thing that I would really like for him to do, and whenever you're getting pressure like that on the ball, one thing that I felt like Ziegler was really good at is getting down the court and slowing down and getting hit from behind and drawing fouls. And Gillespie don't do that. Deal.
Thoughts on that, Matt?
No, I love that. I actually had that thought during the game tonight because A&M's playing catch-up. Once you break the press, he could easily do the Lamonte and just stop and get ran over.
Yep.
Because I think he's like an 88% free throw shooter. So, no, I'd like to see him do that too. But that's another reason why it's good to not have Amen inbound the ball. One, he's not good at it. And two, he's the guy that can help you in the backcourt break these presses.
Yes.
He's got the length and he's got enough handles that he can bring the ball up.
Yes. His body language inbounding the ball looks like that field goal kicker just transferred to Arkansas. I mean, no offense to either guy, Jack, but that's what I'm getting from Ament. They give him that ball to inbound. He's over there going, all I can see is our kicker over there at that kicker net looking like he just saw a ghost before the Georgia game. No offense to him.
Yes. And another thing, like, when Gillespie's out here doing so much, it's like nobody's cutting to the rim to get the ball. I mean, like whenever he beats his man off the dribble or anything, it's like nobody's moving, and we're standing still a lot. I just think he's got so much on him, and he's doing so much that people don't see that, and then they're easy to jump on him whenever he makes a few turnovers at the end, whenever he's running his guts out for the whole game.
I think you're right, and he's an easy guy too to target because he is an extremely offensive point guard. But I don't think people realize that he has to be. When he had Rice with him last year, he wasn't as ball dominant as he is right now. He has to be extremely ball dominant in this offense because they have nobody else. We just went through the list. So, Jack, kudos to you, man. This is a Copper Card Call of the Night worthy by you, man. You've really brought it to the table here.
Appreciate it. I just hope we can take care of business on Saturday. There's nobody I'd hate losing to worse than the blue team coming south.
That ain't happening. Thank you, brother. In fact, Matt, what is the suggested line tomorrow in that game? We were just looking at it, which is crazy.
Yeah, Ken Palm has Tennessee winning 76-70 over Kentucky. They actually have Kentucky, losing 77-76 at LSU tomorrow night, which say what you will. I mean, that LSU's just kind of going through the motions as a men's basketball program right now. Hate it for Matt McMahon, but.
Yep. Yeah, he took a job down there. He took a job at a time where they've divested of their men's basketball program. Don't even try. They look at his roster and they say, we're going to get the quarterback from Arizona State for that.
Here's your 15 scholarships.
Yeah, and a couple wide receivers, and here's your 15 scholarships. Go have fun. Which, by the way, is what, if you look at women's basketball, we were talking about this with John Adams today. In women's basketball, there are about 5 schools in the SEC that are trying. Tennessee's one of them. But most of them have just said, well, okay, that's a fun activity. Field your team and let the other 5 teams just hammer you throughout the year. That's kind of what's going on. Hello and welcome into our next call. You are on the air. It's Garza Law, Tennessee Basketball Overtime, presented by Marcos Garza and your Garza Law Firm. And Marcos entered the chat tonight over on YouTube. I gotta talk to Marcos in the morning and see how that felt. That's got to be one of the more, let me think about this, impactful things the man's done. Maybe ever. When you get into that YouTube chat and you're in there with W. Lynn's Breath and some of the other giants of sports conversation, I mean, Negative in there sparring with everybody. Negative wants to fist fight
I bet he
people,
even liked it.
And the Vol Moose is in there, and we got Smokey Vol in there, and we got all kinds of people that are in there going at it tonight. So. Pruitt's Net Gators in the house tonight. Place Kicker 22. Back to our phones is in there. Keith Garrison, a.k.a. MP3, is in the house. Let's go back to the phones. Hi, you're on the air. Welcome in.
What's up, Tony? It's Alex in Cookville.
Hey, Alex. Good to talk to you.
Hey, you too. I don't have any great analysis or anything, but I did think that was a great game to watch because both teams were. I mean, it seems like they were both really playing, going for it, giving it everything they had. So they weren't exactly pouring it in, but I thought it was a pretty compelling game to watch.
I agree with you. It's a hell of a game. Both teams emptied the bucket, man. They had nothing left at the end of regulation or the first overtime, as in nothing left.
No, and it's always great to get a win. I mean, after a game like that, it's like losing twice almost. It feels terrible, but
yep.
I thought it was just I thought there were so many opportunities for our team to just kind of quit and just let Texas A&M kind of take a 5-point lead and make it 7 or 9 and kind of put the game away, but we just kept battling the whole time, and I thought A&M, credit to their team too. They really every time we felt like we were trying to end the game or extend our lead, they would come and hit a big 3, and man, it was a exciting game to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree with you. And the effort, because look, there's a lot of things Tennessee did tonight that was kind of maddening, which some people choose to focus on, and that's okay. I'm not telling anybody how to think, but they showed a lot of moxie and a lot of guts scratching out a win in that game. A lot of guts.
I thought so. And I know that's not great, talk radio, but I was gonna say, what do you think about Barnes? He seems to be a little more chill over there, but he had plenty of he had plenty of opportunities to lose his mind, especially at the beginning of the game. I mean, our first possession, Ament just turns it over immediately, and Barnes just sat there, with his, on his hands and it seems like he's trying to do that more this season, kind of temper his, his ass chewings. What do you think?
Well, he doesn't have a freshman point guard he's trying to grow. He usually reserves that for his freshman point guard, who's an extension of him on the floor. I think this year he's got sort of a ready-made point guard and a team they just have to live with, and I think he realizes that. And on Nate Ament is sort of dug in. Nate Ament, he sort of dug in on him, and he does not hard coach him, if you'll notice that. He does not scream at him during games. He corrects him, but he doesn't make a show out of getting at him or chewing it at Nate Ament. It's an interesting thing to watch. Now, I don't know if that'll continue, but the 2 turnovers that Ament started the game with at Florida, he didn't get on him. He doesn't yank him out of games. And the same thing happened tonight with those inbounds plays. Now, coaches will tell you that a lot of times those 5-second calls are as much on the guys on the floor as they are with the guy with the ball in his hands. But boy, Ament seems to freeze, as Matt says, when he's making those inbounds plays, or attempting to anyway.
Yeah, I get nervous watching him. I'm just holding my breath. But
yeah.
It feels like we could play with anybody for 4-minute stretches when we take care of the ball. Like we can, play with any team in the country, but we just have some deficiencies that don't allow us to play like that for, complete games. But, hey, thanks for taking my call, Tony. Thanks for being on the air, and go Vols.
Go Vols to you, Alex in Cookeville. Always good to hear from you. Any thoughts, guys, on Alex's points before we go back to the phones? Anybody? All right, thank you. By the way,
no, it was a good call.
Okay.
Well, he said he didn't have anything insightful, but he brought some good discussion there. And you bring up the hard coaching of Ament. It's gotten a little bit more onto him here these last couple of games, but yeah, he definitely has to baby him a little bit. Which again, he's your season. I mean, it's not like you can go out and get other players. You don't he's got to play 32 minutes a game for this team to have any chance of reaching their expectations.
And there might be some people listening going, well, why doesn't he treat him? Any great coach is not going to treat everybody the exact same way. Any coach will tell you, hey, I'll be fair to you, but I'm not treating everybody in this locker room the exact same way. It doesn't work that way. You might need this, you might need that. And I think Barnes has kind of come to the conclusion with Ament that he doesn't need me gnawing at him and doesn't need a foot up his ass. He knows what he needs to do, and he's going to trust him to do it. Let's go back to our phones. We'll get our next call in at 865-200-5402. It's a game where the Vols win. Kentucky's on deck. Think about this, and our friend in Cookeville said it. Imagine what it would have felt like to lose this game tonight, start 1-3 in the league. Think about that for a second. That would have been no bueno. Because again, and Mark Griffin made this point today on the air, and I think he's right. This team winning on the road in this league is going to have some difficulty. He said he was looking at the schedule and he was going, usually you can look at that schedule and go, that's a win, 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 and with this team, you just kind of, you got to go, hey, we'll count our blessings in terms of wins. Let's go back to the phones.
Your easier road games are at the end of the season, which, who knows what your team is at that point.
That's exactly right.
If they don't win tonight, you would have had to readjust your expectations.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about that, Brian.
Potentially.
All the way around, you would have been readjusting, yes. Hello and welcome into our next call. You're on the air.
Hello, Tony B. It's Zach from E-Town via Greenville, Tennessee right now so far.
Welcome in, brother.
Great show. Thank you for getting us back to the city of Johnson. Hey, I'll tell you what. You talk about a game where you snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. I didn't go to the Alabama game last year at home, but that's probably been the most, I wouldn't say it was an amazing game to watch because it was pretty maddening. But we came back from 3 8 to 9 point deficits. So I think that says a lot about this team, especially the way they play at home. I mean, we spotted them 8 points right away.
Showed a lot of courage and a lot of guts, man, winning that game. A lot of courage and a lot of guts.
They would come back and tie the game, and immediately A&M would hit a 3 on them.
Yep.
Or they'd get within 1, and then immediately A&M would hit a 3, and that kept going literally all the way until deep in the second half. And finally, they were able to get over that hump.
Yep.
And get home.
Yeah, either a guy with one of the great nickname Pops, I believe was his name,
love Pops.
And then
yep.
Yeah, I love Pops almost as much as Kool-Aid McKinstry, and Dominguez was just nailing it, and I didn't think we were going to overcome that. The biggest moment in the building for the night seemed to be when Troy Henderson knocked down that 3. It was so clutch. I believe that's when we took our first. I could be mistaken, but I want to say that's when we took our first lead. Watching Ament was a sight to behold because he showed his NBA possibilities with that long extension, getting to the rim in 2 steps from the elbow. I mean, or even from the 3-point lane. You saw that play where he can get there in like 2 steps and lay the ball in, and he even hit his turnaround KD jump shot a few times and had some nice rebounds.
That recovery block he had in overtime,
yeah,
when he came from the weak side to get that ball, was insane, man. Like quick as a cat off his feet.
Yeah, I really hope this guy develops. I mean, we could be looking at something insane by mid-February if because just chart his success, his play over the last 2 games versus the first 2. It's like 80% better, and the free throw shooting from him, even Boswell, especially down towards the end of the game.
Yep.
But, when you're tired, you hit the front of the rim, but those guys were making the shots. I want to get your all's take. I'm sure I haven't had a chance to hear it on the inbound, because they really gave us some problems with the press, and who you'd like to see inbound in the ball, and like, in high school, you have that thing where almost you line up like in a football formation, and one guy will run deep. And I mean, I know this is big time college basketball, so they're obviously a little bit smarter than that. But it seemed like we never really. I mean, I think we started getting it into Estrella a few times, but it seemed like we never came up with a solid plan to break that.
The inbounder has to change. We all think. Look, Nate Ament doesn't look comfortable doing it, and late in the game they took it away from him. And by the way, they took it away from him while they featured him with the basketball and turned him loose on the offensive end. So I think there was a lot of adjusting in the game. Look, the decision to use Henderson in that game was huge. But you're right. Yeah. That 5-second stuff, that stuff's got to end. That's loser stuff. And Tennessee got away with a lot of stuff tonight to win a game. A lot. The defense tonight was not as good as it should have been, and not what we're used to here. Not even close, really.
Matt, I don't know if you were at the game. It got nice now at the from about the last 12 minutes of the second half. The D looks very serviceable, but that's a tough A&M team. They'll have some success, and man, am I glad to get that one, because just like I think maybe the quote of the night goes to the gentleman from White. I'm not sure where White Plains maybe, or where he said that loss would have felt like 2, but it was a great atmosphere, right. And we're coming back to go 2
Thank
for 2.
Brother.
Thank you for getting us back and doing the show. Let's have a shot of T3 vodka once I get off the road.
Good talking to you. Thank you, my man. Yeah, shout out to all of our wonderful sponsors, as we're presented by Marcos Garza, your Garza Law Firm, online at garzalaw.com. And all the folks you hear on here, he's got Alan up there at WeShipFloors.com, who's in our YouTube chat, and Just so many people that make this show possible. And for us, we've been doing this for well over a decade now. And after all these basketball games, and if you're just finding us, tell a friend about us. We're growing like a weed. It's kind of amazing. And it's been a lot of fun. I do want to hear from you at 865-200-5402. Shout out as well to Akpara, who I thought tonight had a really great game. And Brian, what'd you think of the guy who was my pick to click tonight in Estrella? Could he have been any worse, Brian? Did I put the kibosh on him today on the Daily Show or what?
He took up some space. That's about it.
My gosh.
I wonder if he's fully healthy.
I mean, Matt Diskin.
He's coming back from an injury. I don't know. Has something been aggravated? I'm just wondering.
What'd you think?
He might be as healthy as he's ever going to be, which, is very unfortunate, but he might just kind of be who he is at this point.
865-200.
It's a good point on Akpar because he's.
Yep.
I mean, he's really not been a factor in a couple of these recent games. His rebounding numbers are way down from last year, which is weird. I don't know. I guess he's still probably got that hip thing a little bit, but he did give you some valuable minutes tonight. He allowed you to play the 4-out stuff because he was good enough on the inside to hold things down.
Yes.
I liked Henderson. I mean, Henderson coming in and playing 22 minutes. Nobody thought that.
No.
But he was the inbounder there when they took it away from Ament. And I don't ever want to see Ament inbounding the ball again because he's not confident and can't do it. But he's also a guy that you can help you bring the ball up against presses.
If they're going to exceed expectations of what we have right now, who's going to have to be the guy to come in and give some unexpected production from?
Well,
Henderson?
Let's talk about
anybody else?
Well, let's talk about what needs to happen because really I think it's a combination, offense, defense, and we'll know in a month as we answer these questions. We'll do that, and we'll get some more calls in right after this. Get you back to Garza Law, Tennessee basketball overtime momentarily. Fast-flowing show today, as they all are, and life flows quickly at you. Look, you're going to need an attorney you can count on. That's why Marcos Garza and the Garza Law Firm here for you. They are live and local. They are one of us. They are of this earth. They are not from Alabama. They are not from Florida. They are not from Atlanta. They are not one of these fly-by-nighters that have bombarded the area with all kinds of crazy marketing and crazy promises. They are us, ladies and gentlemen, your Garza Law Firm, online at garzalaw.com. Whether it's DUI, criminal defense, personal injury, Social Security, or disability, they got you covered at Garza Law, online at garzalaw.com. You talk about one of us, you bow thy head. That's the great Allen at WeShipFloors.com. Whether you're a contractor or a homeowner, WeShipFloors.com, their pricing is utterly insane. You will literally save thousands. Supercore floor, it is the real deal. Whatever you do, go to WeShipFloors.com. Check out the room visualizer on the website. You can drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order a free sample today. It is that simple. You order a free sample, it makes us look great, but you're also gonna, when you see the product and you go on YouTube and you check out WeShipFloors.com, that's WeShipFloors.com, right out of Johnson City. Millions and millions and the millions of square feet in stock. WeShipFloors.com. Save thousands on millions. WeShipFloors.com. And while we're on the subject, I want to say, raise a glass. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for our friends at Dos Equis. You are going to go for Dos. Say it, know it, and write it down. Dos Equis Lager Especial. When it's time to celebrate, when it's time to nestle in and watch the Vols all winter long. Dos Equis Lager Especial, that golden Pilsner style beer made from the choice of hops, a balanced composition, a smooth, clean finish. The party guest always invited, never overstays his welcome. Dos Equis Lager Especial. You can dress it up, rub that bottleneck, that can, that glass, that rim, put a little lime on it, dip it a little salt, and lick and drink and repeat, and you'll come back again and again. Dos Equis 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Yo soy Antonio. Go for Dos Equis. Also, how do we perform at our best? It's called Performance Medicine. I want to encourage you to check out Performance Medicine's YouTube channel. You'll be very glad that you did. They are absolutely incredible at Performance Medicine. Dr. Rogers and his gang want you healthy. They don't want to treat you when you're sick. They want you to stay healthy. Take control of your wellness. Personalized health solutions that fit your life. The approach of Performance Medicine puts you first, focusing on comprehensive, proactive solutions, empowering you to achieve optimal health on your terms. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, you feeling drained? You struggling with your weight goals? You feeling foggy mentally? You dreaming of radiant skin? You name it, they've got it. Performance Medicine. Online at performancemedicine.net, and check out their YouTube channel. They are incredible people, helping hundreds and hundreds in this audience. And now, without further ado, let's get back to another edition of Garza Law Tennessee Basketball Overtime. And the Vols win tonight, the final count in the basketball game. And salute to Tennessee. What a hell of a game. Both teams, really. 87-82. Just a real treat for those of us that love the sport of college basketball. And that was truly a real treat. Brian asked, what's this team have to do to take the next step? Which is a great question. I think we'll see these things in a month. And we'll be able to answer, hey, have they taken that next step? One of the things I think we can focus on is, and C suggested this, who's going to be back with us at some point, but he said that one area where this team can really grow is this Nate Ament tonight. He's got to continue to bring the aggression. He was semi-aggressive tonight. You hope that Nate Ament grows in a month's time so that if a team puts a guy for more than 20 minutes on him at 6'3", that he scores 35 points on him. Because really, Ament needs to punish. He needs to punish a team that does that to him. And it just comes a little more naturally to him. Anything else you guys want to add that will raise the ceiling of this team from where they currently are?
I mean, you've got to get a little bit better defensively. I mean, because again, you're not going to outscore a ton of teams, so you've got to figure out ways to get some stops when you need to. You get beat off the dribble a little too much on the perimeter,
yes,
especially when you have those freshmen in. Gillespie gets a lot of steals, but he's nowhere near the defender that Ziegler was. Obviously, just you don't have that constant ball pressure, like it's just not there. And those your freshman guards, kind of get beat off the dribble and can kind of get lost at times and get backdoored. So you've got to figure out a way to shore some of that up. Because you give up a bunch of threes, which is what you do. And when you play these teams that can move the ball and space you, that those late rotations we saw tonight, like Brian said, and every time Tennessee would cut into that lead or get right close to it, they would hit a three with the late closeout. So, if you can get better defending the perimeter, would kind of go a long way.
And it's hard to run.
Obviously, Ament becoming it's a tough ask, but he's going to have to score 20 to 25 in a lot of these games for you to win.
Is. You're right.
And I think you're going to have to rely on at least two post players getting double figures a night for you. At least two of the four that you've got in your rotation.
Boy, I'll tell you, that Estrella tonight, that body language, that was, whew. That looked like our search for a quarterback.
Yeah, you need Estrella because there's going to be games where Carey just doesn't function well in just because he's limited with his size and he's not some uber athlete. So, I mean, games like tonight, he can kind of bully his way in the paint against the team that doesn't have an inside game. But, yeah, at least you have some options there.
Totally
I know Brown's high on Brown, and he didn't factor in tonight, but he's going to help you in some games.
I like how they played the matchup tonight. They went with what was in front of them, played the matchup, and bullied that team. Okay, you guys are going to speed us up. We're going to bully you, and we're gonna get downhill on you. That's another thing in Gillespie's game I don't think people really appreciate is his ability to in a timely way get downhill on people and have the sense to know that now is my time to go get a bucket. I think that's an extremely valuable commodity in a point guard. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Tony, I'll tell you, man, I appreciate the program. I know you're here late. I'll try to be quick.
Hey, Art, how you doing, buddy?
You had to do your show. But I was just thinking, with Nega Dave, my man Nega Dave.
Yep.
In the past, you haven't necessarily banned people, except for maybe one guy, but you put some boundaries on them. I think it should be required that for every Nega Dave call, that has to be followed up with a Lukey Dome call. And even if it's pre-recorded, I'd be fine with that too. Just for a little balance there. A little Lukey Dome right after it. And then we'll go ahead. After that, what do you think?
It's pretty next level, isn't it? I mean, you have to admit it.
Man, I'm glad that guy's not my boss.
Oh, wow. My gosh, dude. He is hating on this point guard, and he knows better. But he's so frustrated after tonight's game. But he obviously knows ball, and he obviously knows better. He can't think that this kid stinks and be a basketball fan. He can't think that, right?
I mean,
he's such an efficient player.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. Okay, everybody was playing his chest up those first few games. And then Caden Billsfield for Kansas. He's like, actually, I don't think they can shoot. And then he just said, we want our help side guys going to drop all the way in the paint. And everybody but Sean Miller thought that was a pretty good idea because we can't shoot a lick.
Sean Miller, and then he turned right around and went to Texas or went to Alabama and won somehow. I guess that was the dummy Olympics there. I don't even. Those two guys are the two most dug-in coaches in America and what they do.
I'll tell you, that guy last tonight, I thought did a pretty good coaching job for A&M, to be honest.
Very good.
I mean, he played zone, box, and one.
Yes.
I mean, you say we weren't moving on offense. Well, where are you going to go when everybody's just standing in the middle, regardless of they're not going to chase you anyway. They don't think you can throw it in the ocean. So
how about some of Barnsley's adjustments? How about what they did with Amen? I mean, you're a guy that likes the game within the game. They had him at the 4 for a while. But they had him at the 4. Yeah. But they had him at the 4, knowing I've got a team here that's not going to attack him defensively. You're not going to be able to do that most nights in this league. You're going to attack defensively.
And I think they basically said, "This is it. This is the best chance we got. Our point guard's out there about to have an asthma attack where he's run so much." Mm-hmm. I mean, what else are you going to do? I mean, getting on that guy when he's literally. I mean, good Lord, how tired is that kid? I mean, I can't walk to the mailbox. But, I'm going to take the win. I'm just too old. I'll take it, enjoy it. Mm-hmm. Is this a great team? No, I think they would tell you they missed on some people. They've been pretty good in previous years. Now, I have to be honest, the guards, this is almost Kevin O'Neal level for shoot from the perimeter. At this point, anyway. They have to get a little bit better, or it's going to be real tough. But I do think maybe we're seeing a few things. Henderson and both of them might have taken some strides. We'll see how it goes. But I don't know. The one thing that really puzzles me, and I think Barnes is a great coach, but what does it take? I don't get. Am I missing something on Dwayne Brown?
Meaning, why is he not playing?
I don't. Oh, he plays too much. What's he do? When you got Carey over there on the bench, I don't get it. I mean, to me, Carey can score a little bit, and maybe I'm just missing it. I mean, I don't know.
I think Brown can use length a little bit better, maybe more. That's one thing that might
Carey
be
is a
possible.
lot shorter. That's true, Brian.
They just like pairing Brown with like Para for whatever reason, and then Estrella and Carey together. Like it's kind of a combo. Like they both come in and out at the same time. So for whatever reason, that's what they want to go with is those two combos. But I agree, Carey gives you more than Brown, but maybe they want to kind of stagger how they use them, and they bring in Carey after a couple of minutes and kind of stagger it that way.
Well, I think he's a pretty good looking player, in my opinion. This thing goes on the stretch. You got to have your players in the game. And if you're struggling to score, I mean, he's your one post-up player that catches the ball well in there and gets some type of position. And that gets the other bigs in foul trouble. I don't know. I'm sure they know a lot more about it than I ever will. So, but I think I find it kind of puzzling. If he's in the doghouse, if there's a problem there, do a little research on that, Tony, because something seems a little weird there.
Oh, I will. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that. Thank you, brother.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Have a good night. See you, dude.
Yeah, and I don't know. They like this freshman a lot more. Than when they brought him in from Alabama, they thought, and of course he lost all that weight, which is well documented. But they thought they were going to have a real project on their hands, and he's already played a lot more than they thought he was going to. And Carey obviously got off to that slow start, the conditioning and all that stuff that was kind of well documented, et cetera. But here we are. Let's go back to the phones on a night where the Vols get it done. By the way, tomorrow on the Daily Show, we're going to unpack the Penn State 4. We've got Greg Pickle with us, who's a guy that's covered the Nittany Lions for about 15 years at various stops. He's really good. We're going to go in depth on those guys and also get into the latest and greatest, if there is anything, on this quarterback stuff, because you talk about a club in an interesting spot, and we got to get Josh Heupel lucky again with our quarterbacks, it seems like. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
What do you say, Tony? I had the opportunity to spend my first evening at Food City Center,
FCC,
formerly known as TBA.
I've gotten letters from them.
I tell you what, was that as physical on TV as it certainly appeared in person? That game looked like hockey-esque at times.
Street fight, man. Both teams emptied the bucket. I love it. I love guys diving on the floor. We mentioned Carey before. Carey diving out of bounds, going over the scorer's table. Yep.
Carey, shockingly, Troy Henderson had slightly more minutes than Carey did tonight.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? That's true.
And, the plus-minus, interesting, Boswell was a plus 14. Carey was second with a plus 12. Artara plus 8. And followed by Nate Ament with a plus 4. And I know those plus-minuses don't do everything. I tell you what, that Nate Ament grew up. He looked like a different player, Tony, in the second half.
Favorite thing about college sports, man, is that you watch guys, and your snapshot you have of somebody in November in this sport is not how you see them in March. And you have to open your mind that guys can grow, guys can get better. You can't call somebody a bust early on. You can say you're alarmed. You can say you're concerned. You can say those things. It's fair. But this kid's got a world of talent. There's a reason why they love him at the next level.
Tony, even when his shots didn't go down, they were typically great shots, and he just looked smooth. That guy's quick as a cat, too. Impressive. That team is very gritty. They've got a lot of, it just seems like not a lot of superstars, but they're gritty. And I tell you what, Carey's a leader on the field. I mean, on the court. Watching his language and how he encourages others, he's a physical specimen.
Yeah, he's a good ball player too. He's again, he got behind the 8 ball early, but there's been a couple games he's won for them this year. He's responsible for a couple wins.
I don't know, Tony. This team can gel. I mean, I know they're not the most talented, but you never know, they can gel. But I tell you, like I said, Ament really impressive for a freshman, the way he played that second half. And you know what? Yeah, I think you, the pick to click, I think you doomed Estrella. He had a -10, worst player on the stat board. Did you notice how in double overtime they brought him in to throw the ball in? Nate Ament, I mean, I don't understand why you have him throwing the ball in.
No.
He's much better elsewhere.
No.
That's got in his head. I think you made a good analogy. He kind of looks like our kicker, and that's not fair to put him in that position. He does not excel. That's one of the few things he doesn't do well, so let's not do that anymore.
Well, he looks like
Tony,
he looks like one of those relievers that ex-baseball coach here who couldn't manage his bullpen would go out
he was
there.
horrible managing the bullpen,
Awful.
Tony.
And he would go out there and I'd ask him, why would you put that guy in? He goes, how many games have you won?
Tony, he really appreciated your Monday morning quarterbacking, and I'm sure he told Matt that it can never be played on air.
No.
There was way too many expletives, but I think he told you exactly what he thought of that Monday morning quarterback. What do you think about that,
I told him the other day in a text, I said, I cannot wait for you guys to start playing games because I will be up listening, and I will be up busting your damn balls, dude. Every stupid move you make, you'll
be texting him at 1 a.m. Eastern time.
I'll be blasting him in real time while the games are going on, and he'll be dog cussing me.
He will be so ticked off.
Oh, he'll have me blocked.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's good stuff. But Tony, GBO, it was a fun night at Thompson Bowling, and G to the B to the O, my friend.
See you, Bay. He's a Bay. Taylor before any other, Matt. B-A-E. I know we don't say that anymore, but thank you, Bay.
Taylor balances out the negatives.
He does. We needed some balance tonight. How about Jack from Wartburg coming in here all positive? We had some twists and turns tonight, Matt. We had some swerves, like a good old wrestling match in here. Hey, the Vols survived.
Jack's just defending his guy Gillespie.
Hey, what a great win. What a fun night. Thank you to anybody that took their time to spend a minute with us. Appreciate you. Help us grow. Hit the like button, those of you that are over there. Tell a friend about what we're doing. We're going to have a couple 1,000-word blog up tomorrow. Some thoughts on the quarterback chase, and just kind of where this thing is going and how they might try to dress it up and make it look. But it's going to be interesting tomorrow. We'll have Watson around with us tomorrow, Greg Pickle again, and see what other kinds of trouble we can get into. Any final thoughts, guys? And I appreciate y'all. Thank you, gentlemen.
Well, it's Matt's time to shine. We got Kentucky in 4 days.
You got it. And R.I.P. Keith Hatfield. I always think of Keith Hatfield, and it is certainly time to shine. But when Keith Hatfield came on one night after one of those long nights in our building where they beat us, or maybe we beat them, and he said, it looked like Real Housewives of Middlesboro over there in my row. Real Housewives of Middlesboro. God! So great! It was so great!
That was Donnie Tyndall's year. I think that's the first year you're doing the overtime deal.
Oh, my God. Hatfield was so great. He hated those Kentucky people. And then when Matt came on here and interfaced with him about Matt talking about the heaters and the scratch-offs, and Keith with that laugh would just laugh and giggle at it. And, God, we just had... I mean, y'all that hate Kentucky the way you hate them is just one of my favorite things in life, really. Because I got time for it. You know, we're taught not to hate, but sports is one of those things where you can put that down and you can really hate. And the hater's going to hate, as this generation's Bob Dylan once said. You know? Any final thoughts? Thanks, guys. Love y'all. Thank you. And how about this? Negative. At the end of all this, he's still in there. I give Negative credit. The guy's the Energizer Bunny. I don't know where he gets his juice. I want some. He says this Tennessee team would have to get hot just to get to the 4 line. Dave, that's what you draw from tonight? A double overtime win where both teams just split their spleens and give it their all on the court, where Doug Showles makes it the Showles of Showles. Laura, what did you want to call tonight's video? The show What is it? Ament shows shalls is what she wanted to call the video, and I said nobody would get that. Love y'all. Thanks. I'll be with you tomorrow at 11 a.m. God willing. Appreciate you guys. Thanks. Till we meet again, thanks for all the wonderful sponsors. Hey, Marcos, thanks for popping into the room. That you popped me when you popped. When you popped, I popped. Alan, you all have a great night. We love you. Appreciate you. Peace on the streets. Peace in our Middle East. And love you. G to the B to the O. And the show was great tonight. You know why? N-O to B-E-A-N-O. We appreciate you. God, I don't sound that nasally, do I? Do I sound that nasally? Golly bum, as they say in the trade. What do you think my family would do, sweetie, in Pennsylvania for me to say golly bum into a microphone? Golly bum. I don't know if I've ever said that in my life, but